Thanks for being with me today. Really quick, just a local update before we get into these two prominent profile persons who are missing. Um, is if you're in Vermont, there is in Hardwick, Vermont, there is a rummage sale going on for March 12th, 13th, and 14th. So it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday of this week. If you go to Hardwick, you'll find the church, the United Church of Hardwick, is having a rummage sale. So check it out, help them out, and it's beautiful weather. Be very careful now because, as you saw yesterday, if any of you saw that video, it was astounding. The ice jam that is occurring in the Lamoille River, but then we see that it's almost like a direct line where the little waterfall is coming down and then the water is flowing. So check it out, and before traveling, make sure that the roads, Route 15 or 100 are open and safe, especially if it's raining. So with that, I wanted to update you on a couple of things. I want to take a look at Nancy Gutherie, who we know this case has been covered highly in the media. And still there's lots that we do not know. So what's happening is, as of the last video, I'm staying away from the media right now because there's a lot of repetition going on in the case, a lot of speculation because they don't know the other facts of really what's happening. And unfortunately, there's still YouTubers, which I'm not sure why the YouTube is allowing it, because they're putting photos and making statements indicating immediate family members involved when they've been totally cleared. So the reason I say it like that is because for me to come on here and do an update, I have to be able to have some reference. So I have my computer pulled up and I will reference to you the update on both of the persons we're talking about today, which is Nancy Gutherie, and the other missing person is William McCasland. So they said he's like this really old senior citizen. He's 68, but I'm 66 and a half, and I am a senior citizen, but not an elderly senior citizen like Nancy Gutherie was 84. So let's we're going to get an update on what happened here with William in a minute, but I want to just, hi, who's that there? How are you this morning? How are you? So look at this beautiful necklace I'm wearing for good vibes. Isn't that beautiful? Hi Emma, how are you today? Guess where I got this? At a thrift shop for $1.50. I'm good today because guess what? It's up in the 60s today again. It's nice and warm. I love that. So I thought I'd get on here, Emma, and do a little update on Nancy Gutherie and just kind of see where we're at with her. Whoops, hold on one second. So I like to get a legitimate update, and I'm just going to go over and get the AI update. Now, the last we knew, her daughter, one of her daughters, Savannah, who's a public, on the media and on the Today Show. So you see most of the updates on her. And the other two siblings are kind of in the background and unfortunately subject to speculation also, which is just, in my opinion, it's absolutely, I mean, where are the guidelines in action here? on YouTube and on the medias, social medias, is my question. So let's see if I can get, I'm going to ask specifically for an AI update. Thank you so much. I appreciate you doing that. I got to be honest with you guys. I am exhausted from the time change. I'm having a really hard time with it. I was very happy waking up super early, and now I can't do it. It probably take me, Emma, a couple of more days to get, but it's just knocking me out. I'm telling you, and I'm having my coffee with you. Thank you for being with me, guys. I appreciate it. Now, I'm going to tell you the next video we're going to do is we're going to go over the, I don't know where the AI here is. Hold on a second. We're going to go over the missing persons in Vermont, in Vermont, because I really want to start covering some of these people in Vermont more, because I have some thoughts on some of these cases. But this one right now, so for those of you who haven't been able to follow the media, just because they've been so, the one I do watch is probably the only one nowadays I'm watching is Nancy Grace. Yeah, I see that. Well, you know what, Emma? I actually have like people who scroll. But yeah, 15, that's pretty cool. Hi, guys. Thanks for being here. So with Nancy Gutherie, so she went missing, what's it say? No, as of March 10th, 2026. So she went missing a little over a month ago. Nancy Grace is counting the days, and I guess today would be day 37 or 38 that she's been missing. And so we're in the 6th week, and recent investigation updates are, hi, how are you? Thank you for counting the people for me. So there apparently was a new ransom note, and it was sent to KOLD TV in Tucson from a different IP address. And it was similar, but it used a similar but secure server. So something, if you don't know, in Nancy Gutherie, 84-year-old woman was kidnapped over a month ago. She's the daughter of Savannah Gutherie, who's a TV host. So there's the theories have been many as to why she's missing. Yeah. 84-year-old woman. And when this case first broke, the very first thing I said is that everyone needs to keep their eyes and ears open, because they could be traveling with her across the United States or traveling somewhere far away from Tucson. It was just a theory, and we're in day 38 and nobody knows anything at this point. If the FBI know information, they're not telling us, but this is what we do know. There's been ransom notes sent to various media stations in Arizona. The FBI went back to the residence. We saw that. We covered that here. They went back over to the residence, and they were going in and out and just kind of having some kind of a meeting there at Nancy Gutherie's house. The DNA evidence was found on a pair of gloves, was traced to an unrelated restaurant worker, not a suspect. So there must have been no DNA from Nancy's house, is why they're saying that. In other words, they found the glove. The glove was near her house. Why was it thrown out on the curb? Who knows? But they say it was a restaurant. The interesting thing about that, I find interesting, is Nancy Guthrie, apparently close to the time she went, like in a recent clip they did, she went to a restaurant with her mom, and it was televised. So I just want to put that out there that the mom was actually on the TV, um, and it was televised. So, okay, digital evidence analysis. Investigators are using dragnet to analyze data from home sensors, cars, and Guthrie's pacemaker. So they're trying to find her in that way. In other words, it's a device. We're talking about, hi, Happy. We're talking about an update, the most recent AI summary on Nancy Guthrie, who was an 84-year-old woman kidnapped in Arizona out of her house in the middle of the morning. Like, are you kidding me, right? So, the suspect footage. Recovered doorbell footage shows an armed, masked individual. We show him on this channel, on the recent videos covering Nancy Guthrie's case. We show him what he looks like in the mask. I gotta tell you, the one thing that bothers me about that is they had a woman did on her own, she did a sketch of the individual in the mask, and she put it out on media. She apparently was a professional sketch artist. But what bothers me about that sketch is I'm an artist and I do caricatures, and I can clearly see the profile of this individual. He has a very slightly curved nose. And she doesn't do that in the sketch. So I find that why the FBI themselves didn't put out a sketch. Like, they could do a digital of it. They don't even need, like, they'd probably get a more precise sketch. I'm just saying not to put a sketch artist out of business. I'm just saying. Anyway, I found that interesting. I don't consider myself a professional sketch, like in that way. I wouldn't put that out there. Like, for me, I wouldn't put that out there unless the FBI asked. You know what I mean? The eyes and the nose are clearly, like, you can just get that. You don't even have to be a sketch artist to see through that mask and those features. So the AI investigation complications. Experts warn of deep fakes. And I want it, when I say deep, I mean deep. Some of these people are flat out accusing some of the immediate family members of kidnapping their own mother. People, seriously, if it was anything like that, they would have gotten them in day 3. It is nothing like that. That's not what this case is. AI analysis tools. Investigators are using AI to enhance blurry surveillance images and create eye prints to match against driver license databases. What's happening is some of the images of this criminal, which they call, some people are referencing him as a gentleman. This is a criminal breaking into a little old lady, God-fearing, beautiful woman's house. Are you kidding me? And they found a star on his jacket, like an emblem type deal. So one of the, and this is where YouTubers and sleuths do great jobs. You know, they can do like that, like enhance the image, try to figure out where the jacket came from, try to help. But the ones who stand out there making slurry comments about this family, and oh my God, it's awful, people. It's just like, don't even listen to it. Just stay with the facts. These are the facts here. AI. Social media misinformation. Numerous AI-generated unmasking videos that have circulated online. Experts warn of inaccurate information. Okay. The family and the community status of Nancy Guthrie. So the family, the children, have their children, they're adults. Okay, there's Savannah, there's Annie, and there's Cameron. And we started first covering this case because Cameron is a pilot, a retired F-16 pilot here in Vermont. And for those of you who know, we hear the F-16s and we all run out and watch them, right? So we started covering the case because Cameron is a Vermonter here. But these three children here, they've given a offer $1.1 million reward. No one has really stepped up to that. Now the reward is got to be directly related to mom's recovery, to Nancy Guthrie's recovery. And the family states they realize that she may be unalive. She may not have made it. I mean, you figure a woman at this age with a perpetrator in her bedroom at night, God could have blessed her with bringing her home within moments. I'm telling you, people, you got to look at the case like that. If she is not with us, it was most likely a blessing because of the event in itself. Savannah Guthrie's return, they're talking about her return to the Today Show. Let me tell you something here. She's got to have an incredible amount of support and be just taking that in, because I was very close to my mom, as these children are to their mom. And when my mom passed, with just a chain of events, I was devastated. I could not hardly even function for the next 2 years. I'm not kidding you. So something like this is, on top of it, very shocky. It's a shock when you lose your best friend, as it is. But God bless her soul. I mean, if she can return. So that's an AI update. We'll know when we know, when we see her there. Official stance: despite the time elapsed, Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos maintains the investigators are definitely closer. Of course they're closer. They've got to be closer. So that's what's happening with Nancy Guthrie case. So I want to send love and light to that family, and hope that there is, yes, a recovery, or there is a discovery, or there is something that brings us closer to solving the Nancy Guthrie case. Now, the next case I want to cover is William Neal McCasland. Neal McCasland, this is not just another senior citizen missing. This is another high-profile senior citizen missing out of his home. That's a similarity between Nancy Guthrie's case and this case. This is a retired Air Force Major General, William Neal McCasland. If he has any ties to Nancy Guthrie, we don't know, because he's in the military, and you got to know Nancy Guthrie's son is in the military. So William Neal McCasland, 68, is missing from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Last seen February 27th, 2026. That's not that long ago, guys. So that's within a month of Nancy Guthrie missing. In Quail Run Court, and a new area, the FBI, the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office are actively searching, and they're concerned for his safety. And he too, like Nancy Guthrie, had medical problems. His left foot, he left on foot, leaving his phone behind. So let's read the details. Last seen on February 27th, 2026, in Quail Run Court area of Albuquerque. A silver alert was issued. He's a former commander of Air Force Research Laboratory at Wright-Patterson AFB. So what does that mean? What did he do? He was responsible. Let me just look this up because I want to share this with you. Check this out, guys. William N. McCasland is a commander. He is a commander. Okay, so he's not like he was not. He is. Of the Air Force Research Laboratory, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Ohio. He's responsible for managing Air Force, listen to this, $2.2 billion science and technology program, as well as additional customer funded research and development of $2.2 billion. Let's see what they researched. Okay, so the research, check this out, guys. So it's a $2.2 billion portfolio of advanced weapons, space technology, and materials sciences. His research oversight included high-energy lasers, satellite technology, and unofficially advice on UFO-related disclosure projects. I'm going to show you his picture in a moment. Hold on. So, the request for the public. Authorities urge residents in the area to check their security doorbells, camera footage from February 27th between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. This guy just disappeared. Just like Nancy Gutherie, this guy just disappeared, guys. Background, McCasland is a 2-star general who led the Phillips Research Site at Kirtland Air Force Base. So this makes it sound like he is retired. However, the association, the fact that he led that $2.2 billion science research and had to do, people were joking, oh, maybe the aliens took him, this and that. This is a high-profile senior citizen. And guess what, guys? New Mexico is not that far from Tucson, Arizona. I'm just saying. There seems to me that's why they're looking at the parallels here. So we're going to keep our eyes on this one too. But let's get an image of Mr. McCasland, or General, or what is he called? A general. You can tell I wasn't in the military. I was going to go. I was thinking about it. Okay, I want a recent picture of him. Here he is. This is what he looks like, guys. Can you see? He's a senior citizen, retired, and he goes missing from his home in the morning between 9 a.m. and 2. And you're probably saying, oh, well, he's 68 years old, he probably wandered off. But chances are, if he wandered off, they would find him. Especially this many people searching. They're doing a search for him. They would have found this guy. Because, can I just say, I'm 66 and a half. And when you start walking, you do get tired. And even if he got disoriented and he started walking, he'd sit down at some point. They would have found him if he started walking. I'm just saying. You can count on that. So, anyway, I wanted to cover these two persons missing. I wanted to say, granted, it's not here in Vermont. The next video we do, because I kind of checked in this morning on the missing persons in Vermont. And there's one case I want to start talking to you about. Happy Taco Tuesday. Hi. How are you? Happy Taco. So what's going on is we're talking about two high-profile missing persons. We did an update on Nancy Gutherie. There hasn't been any major changes there. And we just did an update on this General, William McCasland, who went missing from his home not too far away from Nancy Gutherie's. So, can I just say, I just want to say this for anybody who knows a senior citizen, or if you are a senior citizen, a couple things. Dogs, having a pet, any kind of pet, is a plus because it alerts you that there's someone outside your door. I'm just saying, it doesn't have to be a dog. Yeah. I agree with you there. I have birds, and I will tell you, these birds sense motion before, if there's somebody outside my area here, they pick it up before the person even gets close to the porch. I'm not kidding you. Why? Because they have like super they're not bionic, but they have these super sensors like finches. You got to figure like this. If a finch or a bird is living out in a tree in your backyard and you come out the back door, they know you're coming out that back door before you get out the back door. Okay? They're excellent to have. A bird, so if you have a grandmother, a grandfather, and they don't like to have a dog or a cat, or maybe that's too much for them, get them a bird. That bird will alert them very quickly that there's somebody outside and around their premises. Trust me. That's what these guys do. And I pay attention to them. And they're right every single time. Every single time they're right. So, I would say that's one. Secondly, get an alert, a medical alert. Now, not everybody needs them, but pay attention. When my doctor tells me to get a med alert, I'm going to listen to her on that. I don't listen to her on a lot of things, but I do listen to her. I shouldn't say it like that. I do listen to her when she says, I want to see you again a certain amount of months. I listen. Okay, I do that. I would listen to her if she said, get a med alert. I would do it. Because what does the med alert do? If you press it, let's say somebody invades your home. And you do not have to be a senior citizen to have a med alert. Okay? If somebody invades your home, boom, press it. You're wearing a necklace. It's a med alert. Press it. It alerts immediately the emergency, authorities were, locally. So you have help close by or on the way. So that's second thing. Third thing is, yes, the camera, put it right in the window. Do not put it outside. Put it in the window. Okay, that's what I do. It's in the window. So they can't just reach and pull it off your door. Or put it in a place that they don't even see it. But they see mine. And cover all your windows. Okay? It doesn't cost that much. Okay, okay, so that's three. The fourth thing is, um, have your mind set to it, and I'm just going to go by an experience here, okay? When I was super young, like 18, 19, I had just got out on my own. I was working and full time and everything, and it was a Saturday morning, and I remember in this apartment building that where I was renting, in the back door of the apartment building, the fire escape, so there were three men trying to break in. And I picked up the phone and called 911. And then I ran out of there down the front part of it as fast as I could. And the landlord came over with the police, and these guys were gone. They didn't get in. But the thing is, if they got in, I mean, they were viciously banging at the door. So there was totally time to dial 911. And there was time to either hide or to run. And thank you. But so anyway, I think that it's super important to have a plan. That if people think you have something, you know what I mean? Because most of us are day to day, and I think too, if you live, but let me just put it this way: these apartments, that apartment building that those people were breaking into, was not a high-end apartment building. So, I think to myself, well, why would they bother going in to an apartment building that where people are scraping by week to week? Who knows? But they thought there was something there. And so usually they go into the high end, and if they're doing that, they're figuring out how to slip into the building. So you've got to be careful no matter what. But anyway, just always have a backup plan. And I would say to have some in Vermont, we have bear spray because the bears, you could have a bear run towards you. You want to have bear spray on you. There's pepper spray, and then there's bear spray. And the other thing is pay attention to these clips over on Instagram. There's a few people over there giving safety tips. One of the latest ones is like a flyer like this, like it might be folded, piece of paper folded and stuck in your windshield of your car. Don't pick it up. Do not pick it up. Get in your, don't touch it. And if there's a flower stuck in there, actually call authorities on that one. Because with this, what I would do, I would get in my car, start the car, and just whip it out of the, put the windshield on, whip it out. Because what they're saying is they're putting stuff in it to make you pass out or something. So don't touch anything. And the other thing, new safety thing going on and around is if someone asks you to hold something, why are they asking you to hold something? No, go put it down on a shelf or something. Say no. Get ready to say no. Okay? So with that, I just want to throw a few of those safety things out there to you. And be safe. And come back on later with, I got to do a bunch of artwork, guys. But I'll come back on later, and we'll go over the missing persons in Vermont. And we'll just look at the top few, most recent in 2025, and and then go over that one in particular I want to have a discussion with you on. So I will see you later in a little while. I need to have another coffee, very badly. And I need to do some artwork. And with that, you have a beautiful day. A love and light.